안녕하세요. 저는 미국에서 온 션입니다. So I just had an amazing interview with the legendary polyglot Steve Kaufman from Canada. He speaks around 20 languages, including Korean. In this interview, we speak a bit in Korean, and he shares his thoughts on the Korean language in general. This was an amazing interview, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. Let's get right into it. I'm here today with the legendary, the godfather of language learning in the West. I'm sure he hates to hear it, but we all think it. It's Steve Kaufman. Thank you so much for being with me.
Oh, it's fun for me. I love doing it.
So, as many people know, you are able to speak quite a few languages. I'm just wondering exactly how many, and maybe you can give us a little sample if that's all right.
There's about 12 languages that I can simply turn on. There's another 8 that I can understand, that I need to refresh, that I have spoken at times when I was in the country. So, you add them up and there's 20. Donc, je parle français. Bon, c'est la première langue que j'ai appris là. その後は多分日本語だと思うんですよ。日本にも9年も住んでたんですよ。我的中文呢也可以。因为当然我没有像我的日语，因为我住了在日本。Español también es un idioma que hablo más o menos sin problemas, pero hablo con errores, ¿no? Con errores es un parte de aprender idioma. Ich kann auch Deutsch sprechen, obwohl ich mache auch sehr viel Fehler, weil Deutsch hat sehr viel Grammatik. Aber ich glaube, wenn man zu viel, es ist nicht möglich. Man muss nur sprechen.
Obviously, you speak a lot of languages. Many people will be also interested to know that, Steve, you also have studied Korean a little bit. Is that correct?
Yes, I have.
Oh.
And I took several runs at Korean, okay?
Okay.
And initially I felt that it was going to be sort of low-hanging fruit because I speak Japanese, I speak Chinese, so I have the Chinese characters, and structurally, you know, Korean is meant to be close to Japanese, so it should be fairly easy. It's not easy, okay? There are a number of difficulties that I've encountered in Korean. And so I have, on, I guess, 2 or 3 occasions, I've gone at it for 3 months or 6 months, get it up to a certain level, and then I stop. Either because I'm distracted by Russian or I'm distracted by something else. One of the big problems with Korean was because you're reading in Hangul, because the hanja, the characters are hidden.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting all that free vocabulary. And if I'm reading in Russian, I see the new vocabulary. It's easy for me to anticipate. So it's easier to go from beginner material to difficult material. Whereas in Korean, I find it very difficult. The online dictionaries for Korean, like Naver, they're not very good. So you look up a word, and there's a lot of little short words in Korean that have 10 meanings. Yeah. So you look it up in the dictionary, and there's 10 meanings. So like, what does it mean in this context? I have no idea. I ended up getting discouraged in Korean. I'm sure that if I went to Korea for a month or so and spent some time there, then I could improve my level. But you can't. When you're learning 20 languages, you can't have 20 girlfriends in different languages. You can't go to 20 different countries. None of those things work. You actually have to deal with interesting content, lots of listening and reading, make some friends, and it's not as good as being in the country, but it is fun.
Am I allowed to ask, Steve, how many girlfriends you've had?
You're allowed to ask. Okay. But I take the same approach to girlfriends as I do to languages. I tend to stay with one at a time.
Oh. The best
and since
answer.
I've been married for 50 years.
Oh, okay. Just kidding. But anyway, great way to slip out of that one. No, I'm just kidding. 우리 이제 한국어로 좀 얘기해 볼까요?
한국어로 얘기해도 괜찮아요.
저 어제 그 스티브의 영상을 봤는데 악센트랑 억양 되게 좋은 것 같아요. 발음.
언어 공부할 때 물론 많이 읽고 그렇지만 많이 듣고 많이 들립니다. 그래서 만약에 발음은 들기 불가능하면 그러면 하는 것은 불가능해요. 그렇기 때문에 제가 많이 들고
되게 잘하시는 것 같아요. 말할 때는 진짜 한국 사람처럼 얘기를 하는 것 같아요. 제가 한국어를 처음 배웠을 때 너무 빨리 말하기 시작했기 때문에 아마 안 좋은 습관이 많이 생긴 것 같아요. 제가 그래서 스티브처럼 처음에는 듣기만 했으면 발음 좀 더 잘할 것 같아요. 저는 잘하는 편인 것 같지만 제가 아직도 약간 외국인 그런 발음
남아있는 것 같아요.
외국인. 그렇지만 제가 외국어 공부할 때 저는 외국인 아닙니다. 제가 일본 사람, 프랑스 사람, 태도가 아주 중요합니다. 언어 따라, 문화 따라 전부 따라해야 합니다. 일본 사람, 한국 사람, 영어 공부할 때 자기 일본 사람, 한국 사람 그 생각하는 것은 좋지 않아요. 제가 아메리카 사람, 아메리카인, 일본 사람, 그 중국 사람 그 생각해야 합니다.
Oh my God, your pronunciation, you sound like a middle-aged Korean man. Like, it's crazy. So Steve, how do you think learning Korean is different from learning other East Asian languages?
Every Asian language is a language of its own. Every country there, every culture there is unique. But there are things that tie them together. If I just take a look at Japanese, Korean, and Chinese, of course, the Chinese characters are common.
Yes.
The disadvantage for someone who knows Chinese characters is that in Korean, they only use Hangul. It would be much easier for me if they would actually use Hanja. The other thing is that the structure of Korean is similar to the structure of Japanese, but it's not the same. Yes. So sometimes it can be confusing. So you can think that in Korean, we use the structure temune, is in Japanese, you have notameni. But it's not notameni, it's VSO or something. It's different. So sometimes the brain can go down the wrong pathway because you think that temune is notameni, but it's not notameni. The apparent similarity in structure can be a bit misleading. With Chinese, there was an abundance of material at every level. Interesting material. History of China at a low intermediate level. Interesting stuff, not silly stuff. Yeah. And with Korean, I haven't found that. Like there's all kinds of content out there where they teach you Korean and there's like 30 seconds of intro music and it's all silly talk.
And a lot of it's in English too.
And they have English, here's, whatever and stuff.
It's like,
I can't listen to that stuff. So there's lots of silly stuff, lots of beginner stuff, but there's not good stuff. A history of Korea for an intermediate level.
So interesting. They always compare Japan, China, and Korea, but I guess that's a geographic thing. The other two countries I think have just been open longer, especially to Western culture and trade and ideas and soft power and hard power, whereas Korea, it kind of only exploded, and especially in popularity of learning the language in the last 10, 20 years.
Korea, there's two things I would say on that. First of all, we have a tendency in the West to think that until this country was opened, it didn't exist. Whereas, in fact, if you read the history of Persia, it existed, right? For a long time. They weren't waiting for the British to arrive. Yeah. So that's the one thing. They have had their history, they've existed. The second thing is that when I visited Korea for the first time in 1972, it was an underdeveloped country. Black smoke spewing from the exhaust of these taxis and it was a tough place. It was a tough place. And the growth and in the economy and the degree of sophistication in Korea today is such that it is on a par with Japan. And I suspect China in another 20 years will also be on a par. I think Taiwan is already there. So all of a sudden, here's this very sophisticated country that has a history that goes back a long time, lots of culture, with very sophisticated artistic traditions, craftsman traditions, and it goes from being a very poor country to becoming a wealthy country. So you're seeing what you're seeing, a very sophisticated place, interesting culture, people are interested in the culture, and people are, discovering Korea. As I say, I'm going to get back to it. But right now I'm exploring Arabic and Persian.
I'm sure you will get back to it. All right. Thank you so much, Steve. That was amazing.
Happy to do it. Happy to do it.
I will talk to you more in another video, but everybody stay tuned. We got more to come.
Thank you. Nice chatting. Bye-bye.
지금까지 시청해주셔서 감사합니다. 저는 션이었습니다. 다음에 또 봐요. Bye.